They don't even knock, the wild thoughts don't knock. You're slipping like static in a dead room. Soft at first and louder than my breathing. Silence start feeling like company. And I hate how easy it is to listen. I ask myself real quiet, would it matter if I faded? Mind comes back quick with reasons. Heart comes back slow, still bleeding. I'm here, but some nights it feels like I'm only here on technicality. Exhibits of the past, every door that closed soft, every always that meant nothing, every goodbye with no warning. They show up like evidence. Exhibit A, the past. Exhibit B, the ache. Exhibit C, the way I flinched when love sounds like footsteps leaving. Cold truth, if I disappeared tonight, would the world even bleed? Would morning notice I was missing? Or would the sun still rise like I never left? These wild thoughts spin in my chest, sharp as winter on my tongue. I'm not asking to be saved, I'm just tired of feeling undone. See, I don't want the ending, I just crave the quiet. A moment when my head stops screaming and my heart stops rioting. People say stay, but they don't know the weight of staying. They don't know the nights we're breathing. Feels like negotiating. Cold truth, if I disappear tonight, would the world even blink? Would morning pause, would the sky think twice? Or would nothing even shift? These wild thoughts keep circling like birds with nowhere safe to land. I'm not giving up, I'm just trying to understand. Come true.
We've been here before. Not just here, we have journeyed through the line, which was already strong, where we learned that what we carried did not start with us. Strength is inherited. Survival was encoded, and we stood on something older than our feet. Then came the threshold, navigation, shadow, ancestors, and the transmission. That was the crossing, the confrontation with what followed us, patterns, the inheritance, the weight that we had to bear. We learned to navigate what lived in the dark and what was passed down without explanation. After that, we stepped into I don't care, which was our shedding period, the refusal and the release of all things that do not serve us. It was detachment as protection and a reclamation. Then journey number 4, we just wrapped up. The journey of self-understanding, turning inside, and the questions, the uncomfortable honesty, and the slow work of recognizing who we are when we stop reacting to start listening. And now we're here. The interruption. This is the last leg of our journey together. After the strength, after the shadow work, detachment, self examination, then there comes a moment when you realize that you've been still bracing for impact. You're functioning. And when you're holding more than you admitted, and the interruption is about that space that our mind is in. It's what happens when you are pushed to the edge of yourself and something breaks the pattern just enough that you can't ignore it anymore. It's about the hairline crack that forms before we fall apart. The inventory of losses that we didn't put names to, and held the fears, the silent bargaining with the divine and the council. It's about being closer to done than we ever intended to be. And then something changes. An interruption does not always rescue you. It exposes you. It forces you to see what you've been waiting for impact for. It reminds you that you have limitations. You're being stopped long enough to see what is actually happening on the inside of you. Surrendering and recognizing that what felt like breaking might actually be an awakening. We're not starting over. We're just going deeper. This leg of the journey is about honoring the moment we admit we have limits. Sometimes what saves you is not an escape. It's an interruption. In this time, we're not just surviving the storm, we're paying attention to what is teaching us. The pattern shifts in where awareness steps in, and this is the interruption. Welcome. Welcome to Blended Healing.
I done survived too much. You be stressed on purpose. I don't chase money loud, I let it come correct. I ain't grinding like I hate myself. That era dead. I've been tired with it, dreaming rich with no sleep. Now I choose slow progress over fast anxiety. I don't move for emergencies, that ain't mine. I don't fix chaos, I decline. If it costs my peace, it costs too much. I don't negotiate, I adjust. I'm not available for struggle. I don't want man-sized stress, the bag come with panic. You could keep that shit. This grown trap so quiet ambition. I don't rush blessings, I position. Not available for struggle. I done survived too much. You be stressed on purpose. I don't chase money loud, I let it come correct. I ain't grinding like I hate myself.
The interruption. Everyone calls it a glow up, but it's only light on a fracture. A hush wedged between who I was and who I'm rehearsing to be. In that pause, this tear filtered wand enthroned to clear a sea. I look gorgeous, my whole world is falling apart, but the edges of my hair is laid. My voice, I say I'm blessed, automatically.
If it costs my peace, it costs too much. I don't negotiate, I adjust. I'm not available for struggle. I don't want man-sized stress, the bag come with panic. You could keep that shit. This grown trap so quiet ambition. I don't rush blessings, I position. Not available for struggle. Breathe it slow, if it drain my spirit. Listen, no, I'm unavailable for sure.
The first thing that we encounter in our interruption is the hairline crack. When breaking doesn't look like breaking. This one's a heartfelt journey. So I am giving you a warning, and I've given it several times. Let me say this real clear. Breaking does not always look dramatic. It doesn't have to come with a public collapse or even tears. Sometimes it can look like composure. Like you got everything together, showing up on time, sounding like everything is good in your world, saying it with just enough confidence that no one thinks to ask twice. Some of us know how to perform real fine. Some of us know how to keep our voices steady and move without letting what's going on inside spill all over the place. When you can sit up and say that I'm blessed and have that roll off your tongue so automatically, even when you're not sure what you feel in that moment. From the outside, nothing appears out of place. Your edges are laid and your responsibilities are handled. The day gets on with itself, orchestrated by you. But on the inside, there's an inventory. That's where you start counting the losses, where you fear health issues that you don't want to say out loud because saying them feels like you're inviting them to grow. There is that constant thought that you can't afford one more thing, not one more. Not another diagnosis, not another phone call, not one more name turning into a memory. It's like you sitting there negotiating with the divine, with life. Please just let this be enough. And what's so hard about it is that none of this stops the daily functioning. You still got to answer messages and still show up. You still got to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And that's what a hairline crack looks like. It just forms under pressure while the structure still stands. A hairline crack is the weight you convince yourself that you can manage because you have managed everything else. It's like you brace for impact so long that bracing starts to feel like your own natural posture, man. You know, you forget what it feels like to stand normally. And then something small, insignificant happens, man. Not even life ending, but just enough. And the reaction inside of you just explodes way bigger than what happened. And then you start spiraling out, spazzing, tripping. And this is when you realize that that issue was never the single moment. It was just an accumulation of shit on top of shit on top of shit, things layered on top of layers over time. Breaking is not always the fall. Sometimes it's just a recognition that you've been holding more than your body, physically, mentally, spiritually, your soul can hold. Sometimes it's the moment you understand that strength and strain can look exactly the same from the outside. And this is where the story begins. Recognition, not rock bottom, but a hairline crack that gets ignored. And what you may not know then is that the knowing would be the first interruption in your life.
Yeah, they lit the sky like the world's on fire. Same old cry, same tired choir. I ran through the night with a cape on tight. Thought they wanted change, nah, just another fight. Cliff up ahead, seen it all before. Same sad story, same revolving door. Run to the rescue, patch up the pain. Next day comes, they do it again. Stop mid-stride, heart went cold. This hero life done got too old. Flip that switch, let the signal die. Laid down the cape, didn't say goodbye. Gave them the tools, gave game, gave rope. They ain't want work, just drama and hope. I saved a storm, it was killing my peace. So I turned my back, let the chaos cease.
You kill my life, save my life, that's the plan. No more fire drills on demand. If you want out, better learn to fight. 'Cause I'm done being hero every night. Yeah.
Save my life, let the sky go black. No more running through the flames, I ain't coming right back. You want change? Better stand and fight. 'Cause tonight I'm done, yeah, I'm killing that light. Save my life, let the sky go black. No more running through the flames, I ain't coming right back. You want change? Better stand and fight. 'Cause tonight I'm done, yeah, I'm killing that light. No cape on my back, yeah, I walked through the rain. Cut ties with the drama, broke chains from the pain. They gon' call it cold, they gon' call it a sin. But I done saved the same world time and again. Now I'm choosing my peace, yeah, I'm guarding my space. No more sprinting through fires just to fall out of place. If the bridge keeps burning, let the ashes stay. I ain't dying on a hill, they keep building this way. Now the nights stay quiet, no lights in the sky. Ain't no call for a hero, no reason to fly. They can stand on their own, yeah, the tools been there. But they rather call me back just to prove I care. I done gave all the game, every map, every key. If they stay in the storm, that ain't on me. I'ma ride for my peace, keep my soul intact. Once the cape hit the ground, I ain't taking it back, never.
Absolutely. Nobody else really sees this. And it isn't the smile, love, or productivity, or everything's good in my hood type of thing, you know? It's the inventory. It's the names that turn into memory. One day someone is a voice that you can call, and the next day they're a photograph, a date, a story told in past tense. Every time it happens, something changes. You start counting without even meaning to. Then you start to notice how many chairs are empty, how many numbers you don't dial anymore, but they're still in your phone. How many conversations that you wish that you could have had just one more time. Then there's the health fear that you bottle up inside of yourself because you don't want anybody else to really know. The late night Googling, the ache that you pretend is nothing. The appointment that you didn't tell anybody because you don't want to alarm anybody. That thought, that asks, what if something is wrong? But you can't say it out loud because saying it feels like you're inviting it in, so you carry it. You monitor your own body very quietly while still showing up, still functioning, and still handling what needs to be handled. Then here you go again, putting in supplications, asking, going to the altar, saying to the divine, you don't want to sound or pass them out and stuff like that. So you say it very quietly but urgently. Please let this be enough kind of prayers. And then all of those little quiet promises to do better, appreciate more, complain less, if things will just stabilize. And that quiet inventory just adds weight to it, little by little, until you realize that you're tired because you've been holding on to all of that, holding on to all of that. And it's just so much. It's always that one more thing, not just big, giant, crazy headlines marking catastrophe, but somehow it feels fatal. It lands on top of everything that you already been holding on to, and it hits the hairline crack, and it finds the pressure point, and your body reacts before you even make sense of it. Mentally, you're still trying to tell yourself that it's not that serious for you to calm down, but your body knows what your pride doesn't want to admit. You're overloaded. That's the moment when you realize you are closer to done than you thought. Just being honest. Done with pretending that you can take on more things without costing you something. Acting like your capacity is endless. And it's not like we want to quit life or anything like that. It's that we're just tired of just holding on just by a thread and not saying anything about it. And that realization is crazy. It's crazy. Because once you see how close you are to the edge, you can't unsee it. And when that crack stops being invisible, that's when you know something has to interrupt the pattern. So just for today, I want you to know that you're not falling down. You're cracking open. And there's a difference. When you collapse, you feel it like it's an ending. When you crack open, it's a revelation. I don't know, but somehow you internalize the fact that you feel weak. But something in me tells me that you are finally aware of what is actually happening on the inside of you, and that you have limits. Your strength is not limitless. It ends up being a strain, not only on your mental, but on your body. It wears you out, man. And you thought that you were falling apart. But what's really happening is that you're being exposed. And the truth is actually coming to the surface. Depression is no longer invisible. And the cracks that's opening in your facade isn't here to destroy you. It's just here to wake you up. You recognize how close you are to done. And you can't go back to being an actor or an actress, showing everybody on the outside world that you cool. The hairline crack is a signal. And sometimes that signal is asking for mercy.
I start on left bare feet and wet sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. Salt in the skin, wind in my hair. Standing where to meet sky, I'm aware. I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skill. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't replay the touch of the night. I carry it all. I carry it.
I just needed a break real quick. Thank you for understanding and respecting that. When you realize that you can't be constantly on the edge and waiting for the other shoe to drop all the time, it's like bracing yourself for impact, like forever. And right at that point, this is when you have to surrender and give it all up, because change is coming. And this is where the interruption starts. I would like to share something with you if you just give me a moment to set it up. But before I do that, I want to tell you that this is our ending of this Hairline Crack episode 1. But there was a beginning to all of this. This all came out of a spoken word that I wrote. And then it just morphed. And then the realization hit me that this may be something that other people may need to want to hear as well. So, if you bear with me, I'm going to share you part 1 of that spoken word. Ashe and deep bow to each and every one of you, and thank you for stopping by Blended Healing. I appreciate each and every one of you rocking out with me. And thank you for holding each other's hands through this. This journey is going to be a little rough. Because we're peeling back the layers of the onion and getting to the core of things. All right. Be well, stay safe, Ashe, and deep bow to each and every one of you. And without further ado, allow me to introduce this to you. I'll see you around.
I don't flex receipts, I flex options. I don't explain moves, I make them. Everybody wanna eat now, but wasn't here when I was learning discipline through fear. I ain't better, I'm selective. I don't do loud environments, they expensive. messy with my health. I don't pour from empty, I protect myself. I'm not available for struggle. Not on Nezzy, not from Nezzo, not spiritual. I'm not available for struggle. Not emotionally.
The Interruption, Part 1. I'm screaming on the inside. Can you hear me? I don't think you can because I look fine as hell. My whole world is falling apart, but my edges are laid. My voice, my I'm blessed automatically comes off my lips. I can't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose. Names turning into memory. And I don't say that where anybody can hear it. I keep it contained. The empty chairs, numbers still saved in my phone that don't answer anymore. Fear that my body might betray me next. I move like everything is normal, but something inside me knows. It reacts before I do, prepares for impact that hasn't happened yet. I live brace, jaw tight, breath shallow, heart racing over ordinary moments, just a hairline crack. Pressure working its way through me, smiling, while something inside me is giving way, functioning, while something inside is fraying, and every I'm straight costs me more than it should, because the crack isn't invisible yet. Ashe and gratitude.
I done survived too much. You be stressed on purpose. I don't chase money loud. I let it come correct. I ain't grinding like I hate myself.
The Interruption. Everyone calls it a glow up, but it's only light on a fracture. A hush wedged between who I was and who I'm rehearsing to be. In that pause, this tear-filtered wand enthroned clarity. I look gorgeous. My whole world is falling apart, but the edges of my hair is laid. My voice, I say I'm blessed, automatically.
If it costs my peace, it costs too much. I don't negotiate, I adjust. I'm not available for struggle. I don't want any side stress. The bag come with panic. Yeah, you could keep that shit. This grown trap so quiet ambition. I don't rush blessings out of position. Not available for struggle. Breathe it slow. If it drain my spirit, it's a no. Unavailable for struggle.